Hey, I'm Neopolitan. Teachers of Reddit, what is the most disturbing thing you've heard a student say? I have a student who is constantly accusing the adults in the room of hurting him and insulting him and swearing at him. And he isn't joking. He fully believes these things are happening, despite none of these things are happening. And if you tell him that no one is hurting him or swearing at him, he will glare at them with absolute vitriol and tell, "Yes, you did. You pushed me and said the F word." There is no convincing him otherwise. This student is 4 years old. A kid missed his bus home and had an absolute meltdown. Eventually, it came out that his dad told him if he missed the bus again, he'd hold his head underwater even longer this time. My mom's teacher and she says there was a student that used to make these little paper drug packets and he didn't even know what they were. She says that the mother was a drug dealer and would make him make them all day long if he wasn't in school. Safe to say, the police are involved after certain things happened, like he never turning up to the school to collect him one night and other stuff. Pretty weird how a child was making literal drug packets and had no idea. He was proud of them because that was the only thing he was taught to do at home. I heard a student say to another teacher who was pregnant at the time, "I hope your baby dies," and the really sad part? She has a miscarriage a few weeks later. It was horrifying. I was teaching jewelry/metal shop class and some student alerted me to one student trying to sneak out some of the metal files. When confronted, he said he wanted to use them to stab people in the halls. I had removed him permanently, to say the least. Coworkers told me a sad story about a boy who had weapons in his backpack. Other student came forward one day and said, "Mrs., we think you should look up in boy's backpack. There are some things in there that are not allowed." These boys were usually happy-go-lucky and at this time they were clearly worried themselves. Teachers found tools in the backpack which may seem chill, but there was definitely something off. Like 2 hammers and a couple of screwdrivers which had been filed down. After some discussion, the sad story came to light. The boy was not in a safe home. His father or stepfather, I'm not exactly sure, was abusive to him and his mother. Apparently, they recently had a confrontation and the boy was sent to stay at a friend/neighbor's house. He stole the tools from the workshop in that house. Pretty much grabbed everything he could at the moment he had, anything he thought he could use to defend his mom next time. This kid was 13. I had a senior student describe to a friend in class how she was going to F her boyfriend that night. The boyfriend also a student in school. It got disturbing when she asked for my opinion. "My dad wants to kill me with his hunting gun. He is 9 years old. I have 2. The first was that we should all start doing cocaine to make it through to the finals. The second was that we should turn the children of immigrants into meat for American citizens." Second grade teacher here. A student recently told me his parents have a vibrating bed. I had to hold back laughing. Dr. Receptionist, why are you guys so rude most of the time? You're interrupting my game of solitaire, gosh. Valid answer. Receptionists have to build up their gatekeeping or prioritization skills because so much is asked of them on a daily basis from patients, doctors, or insurance companies. Sometimes that's setting boundaries and saying no. The one in my doctor's office seemed incredibly hammered and slammed all day, definitely not Pam Beasley types playing solitaire. What was ruined by COVID that you're secretly glad about? Traffic or commuting, pointless office meetings that never accomplished anything. Having to go to the office every day when you can do your job from home. I got to celebrate my birthday by myself, more or less. I don't like surprise birthday parties or birthday parties in general. I lost some friends because of COVID. Not having them made me realize how shitty they were, which caused me to get back with my old mates, and I'm finally really happy again. What is one item you did not realize it was expensive until you became an adult? Custom framing. Hundreds of dollars for a nice frame with mat. I still don't understand how it gets up so high. 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, a number 6 with extra dip, a number 7, 2 number 45s, 1 with cheese, and a large soda. Never-ending breadstick. Oh, I'm not hungry. Just give a double polar burger with everything and cherry soda with chocolate ice cream. My wife once made me steak and rice that was so good I literally cried. I want that. I'll take this guy's steak. I'll take that guy's wife. You'll eat his wife. You wouldn't. You got a point there. I'm lactose intolerant and miss the cheesy goodness. So pizza and cheesecake, coffee and ice cream. They would be glad to kill me because my ass would gas them. Men of Reddit, what's the best compliment you have ever received from a girl? 21 years old at the orthodontist's getting retainer fixed. Nurse who has probably only a few years older than me told me I had really nice blue eyes, while her fingers are all in my mouth. I'm gonna hold on to that for a while. You have a great kidney. Doctor. Walked by a young lady walking into a restaurant. She stopped and came back in to tell me I smell great. I smiled the rest of the day. You have really nice veins. Nurse giving me a blood test. One time a buddy of mine was making fun of my hat and a random hot chick said no. It looks super good on you. I wore that hat almost every day after for 3 years until it wore out. I used to work a dirty job that also had me staying in hotels. Walked by a pretty girl at the front of the desk, we nodded heads at each other as I went to my room to clean up. When I came back through to get something to eat in their restaurant, she got a shocked face and said, "Damn. You clean up nice." Still remember it 25 years later. A coworker who I would walk to the bus station with said, "I feel safe around you," and as a big hairy dude with a resting murder face and deep face, that was something absolutely new to me. It's been 6 years and I still think about that compliment. Was working in Taiwan one summer. Solid group of people. Anyway, when the time came to part ways, lots of hugs were exchanged. There was a traditional Muslim woman in the group who I clicked so well with from the moment we met. My understanding is that traditional Muslim women do not make physical contact with males other than their husband. Anyway, I got to her for a goodbye. I simply put my hand in a waving gesture and said my goodbye. She then said, "No, you know what? I'll hug you," and we hugged. I think about this from time to time.